in your next lecture, that is in lecture number 7, in unit 10, the S block elements, topic number 10.6, and which is a very important. We already complete our group 1 alkali metals. Now we switch on towards next group 2 elements, that is alkaline earth metals. First of all, what is meaning of alkaline earth metals? So remember this, alkaline earth metal is that type of earth metal in which we can say that elements which hydroxides which reacts with water and produce hydroxides and oxides which are, we can say, that strongly based or say alkaline, basic medium. That's why it is considered as alkaline, and it is obtained from earth crust, and that's why it is known as earth. From the earth crust this matter is obtained, that's why it is called alkaline earth metals. Remember, the definition is very simple. Those elements, or say these group 2 elements, that is we can say that beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. And radium is a abscissal, that is radioactive. But this beryllium exception, which is a not alkaline earth metal, remember, this is a not alkaline earth metal. But magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium, they are considered as alkaline earth metal. Okay, so remember this one. And due to that, we can say that their matter, particular that element, when it is reacts with water or hydrolyzed with water, it gives hydroxide and oxide which are in basic in nature, and that's why it is considered as alkaline. Alkaline means basic, and these alkali metals, they are not obtained from earth. That's why we can say that this is an alkaline earth metal, and that's why it's a differ. So remember this one. So first of all, you have to remember. And here calcium is we can say that obtained, abundance is a 5th rank, okay, and magnesium in a 6th rank. Remember abundance of this calcium and magnesium. Radium is a radioactive, and beryllium, we can say that it is a differ according to these group 2 elements. According to, we can say that atomic size and ionic, or say atomic radius and ionic radius is very small, this is it, in group 2. And that's why they are differ with respect to different another element of group 2. And then another, we can say that they show diagonal relationship, as well as we can say that here beryllium is a differ, and that's why anomalous properties shown. Okay, and that's why we can say that this beryllium is not considered as alkaline earth metal. So here you have to remember, first of all, electronic configuration. Same way you have to learn. When you learn any group elements at that time, first of all, introduction with respect to the definitions, and then we can say that another abundance, and then which nature is there, why it is called this alkaline earth metal or say alkali metal, and then you have to learn electronic configuration, then you have to learn atomic radius, then ionic radius, then ionization enthalpy, which is the first ionization enthalpy, second ionization enthalpy, third ionization enthalpy, and that's why you have to learn different types of electronegativity, and here you have to learn hydration enthalpy. Okay, so this all topic you have to learn at here, in which we can say that atomic properties, this is known as atomic properties, and then we have to learn physical properties, and then you have to learn chemical properties. So this is a sequence according to, we can say that, group 2 elements. So we continue this. So here we continue with these elements which is the first is beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. Okay, so how you to remember this? It's a very simple. According to my way, be, mag, ka, sar, bara. Be, be, mag, ng, ka, ca, sar, sa, ba, ba, ra, r. And according to, we can say the different way. Beta, mage, car, scooter, ba, raji. Once again, beta, mage, car, scooter, ba, raji. That's you have to remember. It's a, we can say that in many ways you have to remember, but particular one way you have to remember according to the sequence is very important, because electronic configuration if you write, then at a time you have to remember sequence also. So this Be, it is nothing but Be is beryllium, magnesium Mg, calcium Ca, strontium Sr, barium Ba, radium Re. And this magic number you remember 4 plus 8. Suppose we add here 8, so 4 plus 8 is equal to 12. In 12, suppose we add here plus 8, so 12 plus 8 is equal to 20. Now 20 plus 18 is equal to 38, and 38 plus 18 is equal to 56, and 56 plus 32 is equal to, we can say that 88. Remember this number is plus 8, this is once again plus 8, this is plus 18, plus 18 and plus 32. So according to this sequence, this is known as atomic number. Beryllium 4, we can say that atomic number. Magnesium Z is equal to 12, calcium Z is equal to 20, strontium Z is equal to 38, barium Z is equal to 56, and radium Z is equal to 88, which is considered as radioactive. Okay, and then half-life time is very short. Remember this one. Electronic configuration in terms of general, we can say general electronic configuration is noble gas. That means here Be4 is there, that side is nearest to He. Here magnesium 12 is there, that side is considered as any core. Calcium is there, it is argon core. Strontium is there, it is krypton core. Barium is there, it is xenon core. And radium is there, that's why it's called radon core. And that's why you have to write noble gas, and then you have to write how many electrons in outermost orbital. So Ns2 is there, and due to that it is called as block element. These 2 electrons entered in outermost orbital, and that side is considered as Ns2, and that side is considered as S block element. Is it clear? Now, here electronic configuration is very simple. First of all, write down He core, Ne core, Ar core, Kr core, Xc core, Rn core. Okay, and then you have to sequence 2s, 3s, 4s, 5s, 6s, 7s. Then you add here 2 electron, 2 electron, 2 electron, 2 electron, 2 electron, and 2 electron. So according to that, this electronic configuration is noble gas Ns2, and here 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. They are considered as different cell, and due to that we can say that increasing of cell, there is certain properties are, we can say that differ. So here cell is increased, due to that what happened? Just you have to see in the next we can say the topic atomic radius and ionic radius. But first of all you have to remember this electronic configuration. It is a very easy, write it completely, and this question is also coming chapter number 3. Okay, at a time. And suppose oxidation state is there, it is a plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2, plus 2 and plus 2. What is meaning of oxidation state? From outermost orbital, how many electron is released? That is considered as oxidation state. In case of alkali metal, it is a plus 1. So this is considered as divalent. Divalent ion. Divalent means what? They release 2 electrons from outermost orbital, and that's why they are considered as divalent ion. Suppose P is the P plus 2, Mg is the Mg plus 2, Ca is the Ca plus 2, Sr is the Sr plus 2, P is the Da plus 2, and Ra, it's a radioactive Ra plus 2. Be, it's a different, just you see that atomic size and ionic size is very small, and due to that they are differ from magnesium, calcium, strontium and barium according to their atomic properties, as well as we can say that different types of physical properties and chemical properties that we will later on, but this is very important. Okay, so this electronic configuration, try to write it completely according to this way, so you got your complete marks. What is the meaning of oxidation state, that one is explained. Why it is called alkaline earth metal, that one is also discussed. Another, now we switch on towards next topic, that is 10.6.2 atomic radius and ionic radius. What is meaning of atomic and ionic or say metallic radius, you know This definition already you will learn in chapter number 3. Now see, atomic or metallic radius in picometer. Just switch on towards this topic. So 111, that is 111, 160, 197, 250, 222, and here it is not known. So just you see, atomic number increases, atomic radius also increases. One thing remember, that why this type of thing is happened. Just you not learn in chapter number 3, or say if you not understood in chapter number 3, at that time you draw attention here. At that time also explain, okay? But here you have to understand that why this atomic radius is increased. Here you see, according to electronic configuration, we can say that here He2S2 is there, 3S2 is there, 4S2 is there. That's why we can say that cell is increases. Due to that, electron is also increases. And that's why what happened, just you see. Suppose beryllium is there. So beryllium considered just like this way. This is a nucleus. Here 4 proton is there, 4 neutron is there, and here we can say that this is first orbit, this is the second orbit, okay? Now this is the third orbit. According to this, electron entered at first, we can say that electron here, so 1s2 orbit is complete. So orbit number 1 is finished. Now orbit number 2, just you see, electron here and electron here. Due to that, once again this orbit number 2 is also complete. So 1s2, 2s2, it is a complete, okay? Now next electron entered in which cell, just you see, in orbit number 3. So according to electronic configuration, 1s2, 2s2, 2p6, and here magnesium is 3s2. At that time, this is orbit number 1, 2 electron, this is orbit number 2, 2 electron complete. Now in orbit number 3, we can say that here to orbit number 2 also consider 6 electron. So here we have to write 6 electron. In orbit number 2, we write 6 electron. And that's why just you see, electron is increases, but proton is increased up to, we can say that, up to we can say that 12, that means 8. So here electron is increases due to that effective nuclear charge is there, it is also increased. But electron is highly increased, that means electron is more increased, and that's why it is repulsion towards, we can say that according to the nucleus, and due to that repulsion is occur, and that's why that atomic size is increases. This is a very simple way to learn atomic or say metallic radius. And this is on the basis of this, and due to that we can say that here electronic configuration according to, we can say that atomic radius is 111, but here atomic radius of magnesium is 160 picometer, and next one is 197 picometer. That's why to remember, cell number, just you see, cell number is changed, at that time atomic radius is also changed. But in period, remember one thing, in a period what happened? In a period we can say that, suppose we learn about lithium. So here lithium possesses, just I write once again, 3 proton, 3 neutron, okay, and here electron is there. So electron just you see, here 1s2, that means 2 electron is here, okay, 2 electron I write it here, and then 2s1, that means only 1 electron is here. But suppose now we just add for, that is beryllium. So here 4 proton is there, here 4 neutron is there, but here 1 electron is enter, and that's why just you see, only 1 electron is there, and that's why just you see, there is a no effect. There is a no effect, but here we can see that proton is increases. Due to that, effective nuclear charge increases, and due to that this electron is only 1. So exceptionally what happened, this electron is attracted towards the nucleus, and that's why we can say that atomic radius is decreases in period. This is of lithium, and then we can say that beryllium. Okay, then we can discuss about boron. So boron also consider 1 electron, and here effective nuclear charge increase. Due to that we can say that here attraction is increases towards nucleus, and that's why atomic radius is decreased in a period from left to right. That one you have to remember. So here according to group 1 and group 2, it is a differ. And another thing you remember, it is a very easy. If I have atomic radius, and that ionic radius is there. So atomic radius is always higher as compared to ionic radius. For which one? For only we can say that this group 2. Remember ionic radius in two ways, positive as well as negative. If negative is there, it increases. But here in group 2 case, that is in alkaline earth metal, just you see, ionic radius is just it is a bigger one. Ionic radius is decreased. So 111 here 31 is there. 160 here 72 is there. And ionic radius in terms of m plus 2. That means what? 2 electron is released, and that's why we can say that ionic radius is decreases as compared to atomic radius. But in a group, top to bottom, it is increases. That you have to remember. So atomic radius greater than ionic radius in group 2 and group 1, both way. But according to group 1 and group 2, what happened? Just you see, group 1 here suppose we consider lithium. And group 2 here suppose we consider beryllium. Here, okay, next one is sodium and next one is here magnesium. So here just you see, according to this way, atomic radius decreases. So atomic radius decreases, that means what? Sodium containing atomic radius more and magnesium containing atomic radius less. Remember this one, it's a very easy. So according to this way, you have to explain on this basis. And here m plus 2 indicate that 2 electron released from outermost orbit. So here you have to understand this one. And remember another thing, which is a very important, atomic radius or metallic radius proportional to 1 upon ionization enthalpy. That means, what is meaning of this? This is a very easy way. Atomic radius suppose increases, ionization enthalpy decreases. Once again I repeat, atomic radius increases, ionization enthalpy decreases in many cases, but there is exception also. So atomic radius increases, ionization enthalpy decreases, and it shows inversely proportional to. Remember this one, it's a very easy topic. So according to this way, one more. Beryllium atomic radius is 111, magnesium 160, 197, 250, 222. Because of cell is increased, and that's why atomic radius increase. Just you see, ionic radius also increase in terms of m plus 2 ion. In alkali, it is in terms of m plus 1 ion. Okay. So this is all about atomic radius and ionic radius, which you have to learn it here. From top to bottom, it is an increase. From top to bottom, atomic radius is increased. Same way, ionic radius is also increased from top to bottom. So this is all about your NCERT topic 10.6.1 electronic configuration. This is general electronic configuration, and this is in a group we can say the electronic configuration, and this is atomic and ionic radius. Just to discuss according to this way, and also compare with group 1 and group 2. Alkali metals and alkaline earth metals. So remember this, it is a very easy topic. Now we switch on towards ionization enthalpy and hydration enthalpy. So just you write it completely from your NCERT textbook and write sentences. Okay, write electronic configuration and atomic radius and ionic radius, and write down this way, whatever the way is there, why it is attraction is there, why it is we can say repulsion is there. So you write it completely in your notebook. Okay, now here, according to your NCERT textbook 10.6.3 ionization enthalpies. Next topic is a very simple. Remember the definition. Suppose any metallic element or say element is there. From that element, if we release one electron, that means we have to release electron. In terms of produce m plus, in terms of gaseous form plus electron. Okay, so this whatever energy is given, or say energy is, this value is given, it is considered as ionization enthalpy. To convert in terms of ions, whatever energy is given, it is considered as ionization enthalpy in terms of gaseous form. Write down this one, gaseous form. You already learned in chapter number 3 completely. At that time, just you open that video and just read that definition. Also, it is a very easy definition. Now see, one topic regarding this. According to, we can say that group 2, alkaline earth metal, there is a two-way. That is the first ionization enthalpy as well as second ionization enthalpy. So what is meaning of first ionization enthalpy and what is meaning of second ionization enthalpy? Just you understand from this point of view. Suppose barium is there. So barium is considered as, according to electronic configuration, barium Z is equal to 4 and 1s2 and 2s2 electron is there. But here suppose we remove one electron. So here it produces Be plus we can say positive ion and electron is released. So Be plus possesses how many electron here? Electronic configuration is 1s2, 2s1. And due to that one electron is released and that's why electron is released. So we can say that here only 899 kilojoule per mole ionization enthalpy is there. Okay, this is considered as first ionization enthalpy. Now see, these Be plus, that is 1s2 and 2s1 is there. If here it releases once again another electron, and that's why here configuration is only 1s2 and try to become stable. So this is known as second ionization enthalpy. And second ionization enthalpy, just you see, value is very big, 170 or say 1757. Okay, so this way in magnesium also it is increased, calcium also it is increased, strontium also it is increased, barium also increased, and radium also increased. So first ionization enthalpy is less in a group, in this group, that is group 2. Second ionization enthalpy is more. Okay, but you compare with first ionization enthalpy with alkali metals. At that time you have to show that here suppose we consider sodium, which is 11 alkali metal, and magnesium, which is we consider 12. Suppose here one electron is released, it is considered as Na plus, and suppose here one electron is considered as Mg plus. So here atomic radius is in which one contain more? Atomic radius contains sodium more as compared to magnesium. Okay, because in period we can say that across we go left to right, atomic radius is decreases. Atomic radius is decreases, and that's why ionization enthalpy increases. Remember opposite of this. Okay, so just you see, this first ionization enthalpy of this Na plus, that means alkali metals is more as compared to, we can say that second group, alkaline earth metal. Once again I repeat this, because Na plus and Mg plus, here ionization enthalpy is, we can say that ionization enthalpy is, just you see, ionization enthalpy is less. Okay, and here ionization enthalpy is just more, 899, and this is considered as first ionization enthalpy. But now suppose we consider here Na plus 2, which is next to impossible, and here Mg2 plus. Okay, so each and every element try to become stable by losing electrons with their comparison with their electronic configuration according to noble gas. Okay, so noble gas is here, we can say that Ne, and Ne become noble gas, and that's why they are easily release electron, and that's why we can say that second ionization enthalpy is less as compared to first group. Remember, alkali metals, and suppose we consider alkaline earth metal, at that time we can say that here whatever the energy is that change, and due to that we can say that here alkaline earth metal and alkali metal, one sentence is written here. Just you read that sentence, it is very easy. To note that second ionization enthalpy of alkaline earth metals are smaller. These values are smaller as compared to alkali earth metal, and you have to remember this one because of accessional, and according to that Na plus 2 is is not possible because from we can say that any electron is released, electron cannot release because it's a stable, inert, and that's why we can say that Mg+2 they release electron very easily from that 3s orbital, and that's why we can say that here ionization enthalpy is less as compared to first ionization enthalpy. So this is a very easy we can say topic. This is due to smaller size, and now just we see here ionization enthalpy is decreases when we go top to bottom. Okay, top to bottom, that means barium to beryllium to barium. Sorry, beryllium to barium. This ionization enthalpy is decreases. Okay, same way second ionization enthalpy is also decreases. Okay, so here just you remember one thing: atomic radius increases, ionization enthalpy decreases. Okay, that one you have to remember. And compare with group 1 and group 2. So here just comparison, just I give one example. On that base this sentence is correct. So justify the sentence, this type of question may be asked. At that time we have to discuss about, remember that atomic radius, ionic radius and ionization enthalpy and that relation. So it becomes very easy for you. When you go in a group, at that time group is considered this one. So in group we can say that atomic radius increases, ionization enthalpy decreases. But here somewhat change, it is due to inert parapet. That one we will learn later on, but it is very important. But you remember up to barium to beryllium, these trends is followed. So 899, 737, 590, 549, 503. That means atomic radius is increases, ionization enthalpy is decreases. This is a very simple way because here nucleus is there and orbit, that is cell, is increases, and that's why the repulsor with respect to, because the nucleus is more, and that's why electron easily removed, and that's why ionization enthalpy required very less. You remember this one. So it's a very easy topic, ionization enthalpy. Now we switch on towards next topic, hydration enthalpy, which is depend on, you have to remember, ionic radius proportional to, or say inversely proportional to hydration enthalpy. Same way you have to remember this way. Okay, so this is all about ionization enthalpy. You write it from your textbook, complete it and compare with first ionization enthalpy, second ionization enthalpy with alkali metals group 1 and group 2. So it becomes very easy to you. In period what happened, in group what happened, just you remember this. It is a very important. Okay, so this is all about ionization enthalpies. Now we switch on towards next topic, that is hydration enthalpy. Write down this. Now here hydration enthalpies. So just to see, first of all write down element beryllium, magnesium, calcium, strontium, barium and radium. Ionic radius 31, 72, 100, 118, 135, 148, it is increase. Ionic radius in a group, it is increase. Now see, hydration enthalpy -2494 exothermic reaction, -1921, -1577, -1443, -1305, it is decrease. So very simple relation between ionic radius and hydration enthalpy. Ionic radius is inversely proportional to hydration enthalpy of this group 2. Okay, so here you have to remember that Be plus 2 greater than Mg plus 2 greater than Ca plus 2 greater than Sr plus 2 greater than Ba plus 2. According to hydration enthalpy, it is not ionic radius, remember this. According to hydration enthalpy decreases with increasing ionic size down the group. Remember this one. Hydration enthalpy decreases with increase in ionic size down the group. That means Be plus 2 which possesses more hydration enthalpy and Mg plus 2 which possesses less, Ca plus 2 less, Sr plus 2 less, and that's why we can say that Be plus 2 greater than Mg plus 2 greater than Ca plus 2 greater than Sr plus 2 greater than Ba plus 2. This relation is shown down the group. You will remember this one. And comparison with alkali metals and alkaline earth metal. So here alkaline earth metal possesses more hydration enthalpy as compared to alkali metals. Hydration enthalpy, remember, and it is according to, we can say that once again same sequence is there, and due to that you have to remember group 2 greater than group 1 according to hydration enthalpy. MgCl2 exists as a MgCl2, 6H2, maybe 8H2 is also there. Which one is correct, just to identify from that? MgCl2 dot 6H2O, which is written in NCERT textbook. CaCl2 exists as a CaCl2 6H2O. Okay, so remember this one. Calcium chloride exists as a CaCl2 6H2O. And in alkali metals, we can say that NaCl and KCl do not form such hydrate. But you remember this one. Lithium follow these rules. Lithium follow this type of hydrate. LiCl dot H2O. Okay, this will be done in your alkali metals. So it's a very important. LiCl to H2O. Okay, so here this type of hydrate form LiCl dot H2O may be there. Okay, so you correct it. NaCl and KCl do not form such hydrate. NaCl and KCl, NaCl into 6H2 is not possible because NaCl is a strong electrolyte. KCl is also strong electrolyte. That you will learn later on because K plus and Cl minus they are ionized completely in water. K plus and Cl minus, Na plus and Cl minus, and that's why they are considered as strong electrolyte. When you do that, they do not form such hydride. Okay, NaCl into 6H2 is not possible. Okay, so this type of, we can say that thing you will remember for hydration enthalpy. Now we switch on towards next topic, physical properties of this alkaline earth metal. So write it completely understood by certain ways. Ionic radius and hydration enthalpy, they are opposite. If ionic radius increases, hydration enthalpy decreases. That you have to remember, minus indicate exothermic reaction. So remember by this way. Beryllium not give any reaction with water, but we can say that hydration enthalpy is more, just you see. And lattice enthalpy is also more, and due to that they are not react with water. Okay, that one see later on in the chemical properties, and that can be explained. But here, just you understand this one according to hydration enthalpy. Right now, I'll take a screenshot. Okay, now 10.6.5 physical properties. Just color in a general silvery white, but beryllium and magnesium has grayish color. Remember this one, silvery white, but beryllium and magnesium grayish color. Lustrous and relatively soft, but harder than alkali metals. Lustrous and relatively soft, but harder than alkali metals. Melting point and boiling point are higher, or say melting point and boiling point higher than the corresponding alkali metals due to small size. The trend is, however, not systematic. Okay. Now this is because of the low ionization enthalpies, they are strongly electropositive in nature. When we go down the group, at that time ionization enthalpy is very low. At that time they are strongly electropositive in nature. The electropositive character increases down the group from beryllium to barium. Because ionization enthalpy decreases, due to that we can say that electropositive character increases. And that's why they ionize very easily. Okay. Next one. Here regarding the flame test. Flame test is nothing but you have to take watch glass. In that watch glass you have to take any sample. Suppose Ca is there, Sr is there, Ba is there. In terms of calcium chloride is there. So calcium chloride sample is there, which is a white color. We have to take in a watch glass. Then you have to add concentrated HCl very small quantity, and then you make a paste. And this paste you have to dip in a platinum wire. First of all, platinum wire ignite on a Bunsen burner in a blue flame to remove all the impurities present on the surface of platinum wire. And then you have to dip that paste, and then once again you have to put on a burner in a bluish flame. At that time we obtain certain colored flame, and that is nothing but flame test. You have to perform this in standard 12. That means in standard 12 you have to write it. Also you have to perform in inorganic qualitative analysis, and that is nothing but flame test. And this flame test is observed according to, we can say that in the flame test electrons are, just you see, one is a ground state, another is excited state. That means when calcium is there, Ca plus 2, they come in terms of calcium Ca plus 2. At that time, ground state to excited state electrons are reached, and once again they back. And in terms of that, emit certain radiation, emit certain, we can say that visible radiation, and that's why we show certain color. Okay, so here just to see in flame the electrons are excited to higher energy levels, and when they drop back to ground state, energy is emitted in the form of visible light, and that is nothing but flame colored, and that color is calcium will show brick red, strontium will show crimson, and barium will show apple green colored flame. Okay, this is a very important test, and according to this we identify certain or say ions. So here beryllium and magnesium, why do not give any flame test? Because this beryllium and magnesium, these electrons are strongly bonded to get excited by flame. Hence, these elements do not impart any color. They are not reached to ground state to excite any electrons, and that's why we can say that this type of flame is not observed in beryllium and magnesium due to strongly bonded to get excited. Okay, and that's why impart any color to the flame. The flame test for calcium, strontium, and barium is helpful in the detection according to qualitative analysis and estimation by photometry, flame photometry. This sentence is remaining, so write it completely according to NCERT textbook. Flame photometry, one estimation is there, okay, and that you have to learn later on. Not that here is 12th standard, but you have to learn in a college. The flame test for calcium, strontium, and barium is helpful in the detection of, we can say that, the qualitative analysis. And this alkaline, so this is all about flame test. This is the physical properties. Remember, it's a very simple. You have to remember it. Alkaline earth metals have high electrical and thermal conductivities, which are typical characteristic of metals. Maybe due to releasing of two electrons from outermost orbital, and that's why magnesium, according to your just you see in your table, that magnesium, that we can say that standard reduction potential is more, and that's why it acts as a we can say that reducing agent. Remember, these all are act as a reducing agent. Okay, but not strongly as in alkali metals. Alkali metals, they are strong reducing agent. But these are comparatively reducing agent. Remember this one, and that's why you have to remember it is observed according to standard reduction potential. Okay, and from that electrical and thermal conductivities are shown higher, which are typical characteristic of these metals. And metals always release electron. That's why they conduct certain current. Okay, remember this one. Metal always release electron, and that's why electron is released. That's why here flow of electron is there, opposite direction electric current is there, and that's why the electrical and thermal conductivities, they are in, we can say that alkaline earth metals have high electrical and thermal conductivities, which are typical characteristics of these metals. Okay, and these physical properties now complete. Write it in your notebook, and remember this flame test you have to perform in standard 12. Okay, it's a very easy. You write it completely. Pause the video and immediately write it. Okay, so this is a very important. And whatever I speak, it is a procedure for flame test. It is a very important. If you remember, then it becomes very easy for you. So this is a lecture number 7 now. Here, just we complete, and the next lecture just we discuss on chemical properties and another uses of this. Okay. First of all, physical properties, then another terms is there, chemical properties, and then uses. Okay, so that's why another general characteristic of these alkaline earth metals that we discuss later on. So lecture number 7 now complete. So write it from your NCERT textbook and take this screenshot.